Hi, my name is Sahaj Grover. I'm a Grandmaster. I'm from India, and my major is computer science. Hello everyone, my name is Sahaj Grover. I'm from India, and I'm going to be sharing two games of mine which I believe are connected in a way. Well, there's an idea which you'll see. Let's begin. This game is I'm white, first of all. I'm white against Mareko Sandro, and this game was played in South Africa, Durban Open. And I think this is one of the best games I've ever played. So, let's begin. This was the first time I was playing third move knight f3. It was well, I kind of didn't like how I mean, Minimzo Indian got very repetitive for me in the last few years, so I just decided to change. I didn't prepare much. I just prepared like 1 hour before the game, and I just went with it. He never played this in his whole life, which was kind of surprising for me. Anyway, here. Black can go with bishop d2, queen d2, and to be honest, I didn't know much theory here. I just wanted to play this setup. I was like, why not? So far, this is theory. Usually, black plays here g6. Again, one of the main theories. But, well, he went with a rather strange and an abstract way to continue with black. And personally, it's not my favorite choice. Yes, please.
You had something prepared on g6? Or?
Yes, I had prepared this game against Dingler and against someone, and I just knew this idea of h5, bishop b1, and I was like, okay, let's just go for it. I didn't prepare much for this game, to be honest with you. But this, I did not know, like even a little bit. So I played bishop b1, rook e8, and I was completely on my own, but my opponent was still playing really fast. Yes?
Did you think before bishop b1 or just immediately?
It was immediate. It was immediate because I was kind of familiar with the bishop b1 queen c2 idea. Queen c2, knight f8, dc5. Here he played a5. I think if you take bishop c5, I have b4, and I think, well, I can develop, play cd5 and knight e4 at some point. I thought it was fine. Okay, a5 was kind of strange. Knight f1, bishop c5. And now I encourage you to find, if you know the answer, please don't say it. But I encourage you to find one of the, the move here. What do you think is the best move for white here? If you know the answer, please don't say it. Anyone?
It's going to be bishop h6, right?
Yeah, it is bishop h6. But it's not the best move in the position. The best move was knight g3. That's what, and you just have to just keep developing because the position is much better for white than it is for black. And secondly, white can take bishop h6 whenever he wants. It's not like it's, but I could not just resist. I saw this really interesting idea, g8-6, queen a4, and I could not resist. Yes, please.
You asked about the easier move and then totally skipped the difficult one. I mean, my point is that I think this is a genius attacking combination. However, I mean, bishop h6 is one of like the common moves in the position. But the continuation of the idea, the continuation after bishop h6, is really difficult to find.
You mean queen a4?
And what's followed? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was going for right now. First of all, the idea of bishop h6. This was the idea that I was talking about. The queen, the shift to the king side. This was the point of bishop h6, and
What was your evaluation of this position after you played bishop?
I actually didn't calculate it to the end, but I knew that I could get a repetition by queen g4, queen f4, worst cases. And I was okay with that. Yes.
You were playing for repetition or for a win?
I was playing for a win. But in this position, I think it's very difficult for black to retaliate. To this attack. At that position, he was thinking for like, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes, and he couldn't come up with the only move. The only move here is knight bd7.
Also, one more question. So this position is better for white?
No, it's not. It's actually equal. It's like there's only one way where black can
because
equalize.
you said that knight g3 is a better race.
Yes, exactly. With knight g3, white can get probably like a really comfortable position. Okay, so what I did not see after knight bd7 was knight g6, bishop g6, knight e5. I saw this continuation, but what I missed was knight e5, bishop f2 check. I saw this after I played queen a4, but I knew it was too late already because even if I play king e2, black has rook f8. And now I just have to repeat. I don't have any other options here. And worst cases, I have to probably take queen f2, queen e5, queen e3, but I don't think that this position is, I can still play this, but I don't think this can be better because you can just change and you can just equalize pretty easily. So the same goes for knight c6 because you can still play knight e5 at the move. So he went for knight fd7. It was kind of interesting because, well, I don't think he saw this move because he was again thinking for like a half hour after the game. During the game. And I kind of like the idea behind it. King g7, rook h3, rook h8, and now comes bishop e4. Well, the point was that I needed to move the knight from f3. I saw that knight g5 was a quite strong threat, and the only reason why I could not play it because black had knight e5. Let me play that. Or first of all, it's also a check, but you also had knight e5. So this is why I wanted to play bishop e4 and drive the queen away from d5. Queen c4, rook c1, queen b5, and now comes knight g5. I think this was a really nice move. I kind of liked it. Anyway, now if you play a g5, you can just take, and it's a mate. If you play rook f8, then knight e6 was pretty interesting. It's a mate again. And okay, bishop f2 check was probably the most interesting move here. But again, this position, rook d3, I saw this and I thought this is just winning because if queen a1, then white can just play rook d1. And the knight on e5 is hanging. So, yeah, this is pretty much it. This was the first game, the idea of queen a4. I kind of liked it. But why I'm showing you this game is because in the next game, I have a similar idea with black pieces, which I wanted to share. Let's go. This was a game against yes. This was game against Deepan Chakravarti. I'm not sure if you guys know him. He's 25 Grandmaster from India. This was a game in National Championship in last year in December. Anyway, let's begin. Well, I don't play this line anymore because of this variation of CD5, CD4. I used to play this, but I don't really like it anymore because you get a position where black has almost nothing. It's a game for like 2 results, something like this. Bishop g5, queen d8. Yeah, something like this. And I'm not big fan of this position. Yes.
Could you go back to the opening? How exactly did you achieve this?
This is almost close.
Okay, back.
But there is 95.
Back.
Yeah, but that's semi-taraj. And
Back.
Yes.
Okay.
C5.
So knight. Okay, so one more move back. So you played knight f3 here.
No, I was.
Okay. Okay. So
I'm
knight
black.
c3.
It's my opponent who's playing knight c3.
Yeah. Okay. So this actually, I have to say, this is a very interesting move further. I don't think I've prepared for this before. This is actually quite interesting. I wonder how it can. What's the best course for white to do?
It's pretty common nowadays because even if CD5, knight d5 is really common because it's called semitones.
No. This, of course, I've played many times, but c takes d.
Yeah. It's
So what's the best course for white to go
d4,
here?
ed5, e4. This is all fours. You have no options here. Knight c6, bishop b5.
Which is say it's good for black.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Because you have you can only play for two results with white pieces. I mean, it's just impossible for white to.
I see.
Because d4, queen d8, king d8, knight g5, bishop e6, takes, and I don't think after bishop g5 or something it's possible for because black's pawn.
I mean, but if black prepares this position well, I mean, he can easily fight for a draw, which is something.
I tried that against Landa Konstantin in Capel, and I had a really bad game. And after that, I decided to not play this.
Okay. Still an interesting move for him.
Well, if white doesn't know the continuation, like in the game, it's pretty good. So he continued with e3, and this transposed into one of the most common setups in, well, d4, a3, a6, cd5, ed5, bishop e2. It was a bit weird to see this move order because you don't. I mean, usually when white goes for this, white doesn't include a3, a6. Usually it's the position with the pawns on a2 and a7. And in that structure, it's worse for black because black doesn't have the square on bishop. Black doesn't have the bishop on a7. Okay. Let's continue. And I think after this, my opponent made two very big errors in the position. He played knight f3, and next move was b3. I didn't quite get the idea, but again, I encourage you to think of a move. Based on the I know you know the answer.
No, not just the move and the continuation. The continuation is more interesting than the actual move.
The idea is again the queen with two. When I was thinking about this game, I mean at this position, the game against Morocco just struck to my head, and immediately I knew what to play.
If I may add, this position is very interesting because I mean it's a pretty typical position in which you know black can make many decent moves like rook e8, rook c8, and you chose a very a very computer move that not even the computer sees.
Computer does not suggest this actually. You have to play it out to. Well, okay, let's continue.
Queen a5. Oh my god.
Or first queen a5.
So what?
If you start with
Queen a5, then you have what was the problem with queen a5? Bishop d2. You cannot play d4 anymore. Knight can just move to 4.
95.
Sorry? Yeah, 95.
Well, I suppose it's not as fast. First queen a5.
I mean, d4 is just abstract.
No, but here I thought you can take knight
Which game did you
d4.
play first? This one or the one
I
that
played the game against Morocco first.
after you played before? You were thinking about the game.
I was thinking about the game against Morocco because I think the idea was quite similar. Well, you can. I think you can. If I continue the game, you will see that the idea is kind of similar.
Thank you, Mr.
You're welcome. So anyway, if you take knight d4, queen d4, and this was probably the best continuation for him. Queen c7, knight d5, bishop h2, and okay, I was pretty happy with this position. I thought it's fine to play. But I think what my opponent did here was probably most human because he played ed4, probably expecting that something like bishop f3, knight d4. I mean, we analyzed the game later, and he told me that he was expecting something like this. And, well, this was not the idea. The idea was queen a5 again, with the same point to play queen h5. The thing is, white cannot stop. If white plays h3 here, I will just take. There is no straight threat here, but I don't think white can get out of this so easily. And if you move the knight, I can just come back, or maybe play if you play something like knight e4, can play queen h4. And I think it's really good for black. So anyway, he played g3. Now I think I made an error in the game. I was actually thinking about playing rook. I was thinking where to put my rooks because it was really important to not give him a chance to develop his pieces. Yes.
One question. What is the evaluation after d4 and queen a5, all this maneuver?
I think evaluation would be black is slightly better. I checked with the comp and, well, I think with the queen d4, white can still hold the position.
And e4 is better than knight d4?
No, no, it's not. Knight d4 is probably more. It should have been played, but I don't think that my opponent anticipated the queen a5 stuff. So anyway, after g3, I played rook e8. I think it was a really bad move on my part because white can now play bishop e3, and he can like begin to regroup. I should have probably went with rook ac8. And now bishop e3 is not so possible because I think I can play knight e7 and knight d5 straight away, or knight e7, knight f5, what the position demands. So anyway, bishop e3, rook a d8. I think still I should have played knight e7 and just not wait because the rook on a8 and d8 does not make much difference here. I should have just played knight e7, knight f5 and continued. I was getting over optimistic because I didn't really think that white has any kind of. I mean, white can get rid of this. I didn't think that white could get rid of this so easily. Sorry? If the knight is on c6, then knight e5. So anyway, rook a d8, rook a2. I completely overlooked this move. Now the threat of, I think, knight e1, yeah, or knight e5, it's just everything is just coming so quickly. So I just played knight e7 right now. And I think my opponent made an error here. He should have gone with knight h4, knight g6, knight g2 probably. I still don't think this is holdable, but I just wanted to play h6 here, and I just thought that this position I can just keep on playing because white's pieces are not in the most in the best squares right now. Yes.
Why h6?
Because I just wanted to make a waiting move. I
Well,
don't think
isn't
that
there a better waiting move?
Well, I'm telling you what I was thinking during the game. It was just because I did not think that white has a really concrete way to achieve equality here.
Is there something wrong with knight g4?
H4, yes. I think white can. Yes.
Take knight e3.
Knight e3.
He can take with the pawn.
I can take with the pawn as well. I think I can take with the knight too. Yeah.
Maybe
Your knight h4. Yeah, knight h4.
That's
I just wanted to play h6 here for some reason. I don't know. Yes.
How about queen h3 instead of h6? Is it possible?
Queen h3. Can I play f3?
Well, yeah, but you're creating a weakness. So, well, now maybe knight d5.
Well, maybe this is also a way to continue this position. Yes, it's very much possible. I just thought that black has a. Well, I didn't think much about this position, but what I was thinking is that here black has a free hand, whereas white is probably stuck.
Yeah, I understand.
So anyway, my opponent played bishop g5, and I saw knight d5, knight d5, and rook e2, and I think this is just completely lost for him. So he continued with rook e2, bishop f3. Bishop f6, and I think he's just completely losing. Rook e8, and now it was I like this move b6, and well, my opponent just resigned here. Thank you.